Hello Year 3s and welcome back to Madame Alhasso's mini French lesson. Before we begin, I just want to say I hope you're all keeping well, enjoying a little bit of sunshine, and I am missing you all lots. So, today our LO is to use the verb avoir in third person. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to know what the verb avoir means, be confident to use the verb avoir in the third person, and finally, identify whether words are masculine or feminine. First of all, we're going to do a short introduction together, then we're going to do an activity, and then I will give you a little quiz where you'll get an opportunity to beat me, the teacher. So, let's begin. The verb avoir means to have, and we used it quite a lot in our last lesson. Let's have a quick recap. We had elle a, which means she has, and il a, which means he has. Can you say this with me? Elle a, il a. Great job. Let's have a look at some of these short sentences and see if you can help me to identify which of the characters from Rigolo it's talking about. Elle a les yeux bleus. Now we know that elle a means she has. So can we remember what les yeux bleus means? Now we remember that the adjective always comes after the noun. Bleu is a colour. Can you remember what it is? That's right, bleu means blue. So this sentence says, she has eyes blue, or in English we would say, she has blue eyes. Let's have a look which one it is. Point to the screen when you know. That's right, we must be talking about this girl, because she's the only one with blue eyes. Let's have a look at our next sentence. Il a les yeux marrons. Il a les yeux marrons. Now this time we know it must be talking about a boy, because it says il a, which means he has. Hopefully we can remember what les yeux means, because it's the same as our sentence above. But this time we've got a different colour. Can you remember what marron might mean? That's right, it means brown. Can you point to the picture of the boy we're talking about? That's correct. Hopefully you chose this boy. He has brown eyes. Fantastic. Now we're going to move on. Il a un t-shirt violet. Il a un t-shirt violet. Now in our last lesson we talked about cognates, which just means words that sound similar in English. So there are a couple of words here that can help us work out what this sentence means. Here's our first cognate, t-shirt. And our second cognate is violet, which is similar to English, violet. So now we know he has, il a, un t-shirt violet, violet. That's right, must be talking about this boy here. And finally, elle a une jupe bleue. Elle a une jupe bleue. This time we know it's talking about a girl because it's she has. Un jupe. We might not know what that means, but we know what colour it is, bleu. So somewhere they are wearing blue. So it must be one of these two girls. Have a guess after 3. 1, 2, 3. Did you guess right? Jupe means skirt. Well done. Let's move on. Now, we've got these same sentences again, but this time we're going to be looking at these words in blue. Now, let's specifically focus on these two first. They're pronounced le. Not les, but le. Can you remember why they are pronounced le? That's right, because in French we don't always need to pronounce the last letter. Sometimes we've said that we can be a bit lazy in French, haven't we? And you don't need to pronounce that last letter. So le tells us it's more than one. So when we look at the next word, yeux, les yeux, it means that we're talking about eyes, and we've all got two pairs of eyes. Let's have a look down here. This time we're looking at determiners. Now in English grammar you'll know them as determiners, and we know them as a and an. But here we've got un and une. Can you hear the difference between it? Un and une. So it's very simple. In French we've got masculine words and feminine words, and the article gives us clues as to whether it's masculine or feminine. In a feminine word, it will have an E on the end, and in a masculine word, it won't have the E. It's quite different from the English language, but it really helps us to know these determiners, because then we can explain whether the word is masculine or feminine, and we'll be looking a little bit more at that later on. So here we're going to go with some of our words that we're going to need for our activity today. I'm going to say them, then I'm going to translate them into English, and then we're going to repeat them together in French. Are we ready? Off we go. Un bras. Un bras. An arm. Repeat with me. Un bras. Now, can you shout out, is that a masculine or a feminine word? Good. Hopefully you guessed masculine, because it's only got UN. No E on this one. Good job. Let's move on. Un cahier. Un cahier. A book. A school book. Repeat with me. Un cahier. Good. Shout out. Is it masculine or feminine? Well done. I hope you said masculine. No E on this word. Let's move on. Deux. Deux. It means two. Deux. There is no determiner in this word, so we don't need to decide whether it's masculine or feminine. Un garçon. Un garçon. A boy. Repeat with me. Un garçon. Okay, shout out, is it masculine or feminine? Well done, I hope you got masculine. There is no E. One thing to remember about this word, garçon, is this funny little squiggle under the C. Hopefully you can all remember it's called un CD. And the trick to seeing this tells us that it's not a hard cuss sound, but it's pronounced like an S. So garçon, because it's got a little CD. Here we go with our next word. Une tortue. Une tortue. Hopefully you'll be able to see from the picture. Une tortue means tortoise. Can you repeat with me? Une tortue. Okay, are you ready? I want you to shout out whether it's masculine or feminine. After 3. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Hopefully you could see it's a feminine word because it's got an E on the end. So it's pronounced une tortue. Let's keep going. Une chaise. Une chaise. That means a chair. Repeat with me. Une chaise. Okay, shout out, masculine or feminine? Go. Well done. Hopefully you said feminine. It's got an E on the end, which tells us this word is feminine. How about this next one? Une bouche. Une bouche. That means a mouth. Repeat with me. Une bouche. Alright, shout out, masculine or feminine? Well done if you said feminine. It's got an E on the end, which tells us that this word is feminine. Un DVD. Un DVD. This is a nice easy one. It's a cognate like in English, a DVD. But is it masculine or feminine? Shout it out. Good job if you said masculine. It's got no E on the end. Repeat with me. Un DVD. What about this next one? Un tambour. Un tambour. It means a drum. Hopefully you will see that it has no E on the end, which tells us is it masculine or feminine? Shout it out. Great job. It's a masculine word. Repeat with me. Un tambour. Next we have une gomme. Une gomme. That means a rubber, something you'll all use when you're in school or at home with your homework. So, is it masculine or feminine? Shout it out. Great job if you said feminine. It's got an E on the end. And repeat with me, une gomme. Alright, we are nearly there. We've only got 5 more words to go. Une trompette. Une trompette. Now again, it's nice and easy to remember what this word means in English because it's a cognate. A trumpet. Well done. Can you shout out, is it masculine or feminine? Go. Well done if you said feminine. It's got an E on the end. Une trompette. Can you repeat that word? Great job. Un dragon. Un dragon. Again, this is a cognate. We can use the picture to help us, but we know that it means dragon. Is it masculine or feminine? Shout it out. Good job if you said masculine. No E on the end. Repeat with me. Un dragon. Great job. Un chien. Un chien. A little doggy. Very cute. Is it masculine or feminine? Shout it out. Great job if you said masculine. It's got no E on the end. Can you repeat with me? Un chien. Next we've got une banane. Une banane. Now this is a cognate. Picture helps us. It tells us that the word means banana. So can you repeat with me? Une banane. Alright, shout out as loud as you can. Is it masculine or feminine? Go! Well done if you shouted out feminine. It's got an E on the end. Last picture coming up. Une guitare. Une guitare. Again, we've got another cognate. Picture will help us. It means a guitar. Really loud this time. Is it masculine or feminine? Go! Good job if you said feminine. It's got an E on the end, which tells us this word in French is feminine. Phew! Well done for shouting all those out. Let's have a look at our activity for today. You will find in your home learning under the HJS website for Year 3 a French activity sheet for Week 4. It looks just like this. Let's read through the instructions together. If you don't have a printer, you can just write these down on a sheet of paper. It says, find 3 items that begin with the letters in the boxes. Here are the boxes, B, C, D, G and T. Write their names in French in the boxes. Try to do as many as you can without looking at the checklist. You might need to cover up this checklist now, or if you're not as confident on your spellings, just use it to copy in the words nicely. So we've got all these words here, and we've looked through them in our activity lesson. If you need to, you can rewind this YouTube video to help remind you. So we've got tortue, garçon, banane, cahier, trompette, DVD, chien, gomme, bras, chaise, dragon, guitare, tambour, deux, and bouche. Now, some of these will be cognates, so that will help you. Look for the words that are easy to do first and then write them in. Bras has been done for you. You can see that this is a bras and it's been crossed out to help us. Now, if you find this really easy, try and do the extension task. It says, add the correct determiner to each word in French. Now remember, a determiner in English means a or an, and we've been looking at feminine words which are une and masculine words which are un. Can you hear how une is much longer to say than un? Try and say it with me. Une, un. Great job. So if you can, I want you to go and write une or un in front of all these words, and that will be your extension task, and you can add them, if you can, into your boxes. Well done when you've completed it. I'd like you to have a look at the answers and check that you got them correct. Let's have a quick look through. In B, you should have bras, which means arm, and banane, which means banana. In C, you should have cahier, which means exercise book, chien, which means dog, and chaise, which means chair. Fantastic job. In D, you should have DVD, deux, which means number 2, and dragon, which means dragon. In G, you should have garçon. Don't forget the CD, it's not on mine. Gomme, which means rubber, and guitare, which means guitar. And finally, in T, we should have tortue, which means tortoise, trompette, which means trumpet, and tambour, which means drum. Hopefully you got them all right, and if you got onto the extension task, just make sure you check it against the video to make sure you got all of the masculine or feminine determiners correct. Now, I did promise you a short little game and activity, so here's the first one. Let's have a look at the instructions.
Regardez l'image et touchez la bonne phrase.
So, it's going to be the first of our two games of Beat the Teacher. Équipe A means Team A, Équipe B means Team B. Let's read what is in Team A. Elle a un chien. Can you remember what that means in English? That's right, she has a cat. Il a une guitare. He has a guitar. Elle a une pomme. Now can you remember what une pomme means? We've looked at that in one of our previous lessons. It's a round fruit. It's sometimes red. It's sometimes green. That's right, it's an apple. She has an apple. And finally, elle a une guitare. She has a guitar. Let's go over to Team B. See if you can work out what these words mean in French. Elle a un sandwich. That's right. She has a sandwich. Il a un lecteur de CD. Now that one's a bit tricky, but we can look at some words to help guess what it means. We know what CD means. So this translates as he has a CD player. Il a un ordinateur. This is something you might be using a lot at home. Computer. So this translates as he has a computer. And finally, elle a un stylo. That's right. She has a pen. Now, I'm going to click on aller in a minute and we're going to have a picture come up. I don't know whether Team A will win or Team B, but the first one to get everything circled is the winner. Good luck. You can choose Team A or Team B now. Shout it out. Doesn't matter which one. I can't hear you. Say it again. Now, if your team wins before me, then you win overall between the teacher, Mrs. El Hasso, and you. I hope you lose. Good luck.
Elle a un stylo.
Elle a un stylo. She has a pen.
Génial!
Elle a une guitare.
Elle a une guitare. Look at the picture. We know it's elle a, so she has a guitar. 1-1.
Super!
Il a une guitare.
Il a un guitare. Il a une guitare. We know il a is he has. Il a une guitare.
Bravo!
Two for Team A.
Il a un ordinateur.
Oh, can you remember how to say computer? Il a means he has. Un ordinateur. That's right.
Bravo!
2-2.
Elle a un chat.
Elle a un chat. We know elle a means she has. That's right.
Excellent!
One more and Team A have won.
Elle a une pomme.
Elle a une pomme. She has une pomme, an apple.
Excellent.
Loto!
So if you were Team A, you won that. Congratulations. If you were in Team B, bad luck. Mrs. Alhasso won. Try and beat me next time. Now, for the very last quiz of our activity lesson today. I promised that you could try and beat the teacher. Well, here's your second chance. I'm going to ask you some questions. I want you to shout out the answer before I write it on the screen. Number 1. We had a look at the word banana in French, and banana is banane. But I want you to tell me about the determiner, the word that comes before it. Is it masculine, un, or feminine, une? Is it un banane or une banane? Call out the answer now. You've got 5 seconds. The answer was une banane. It was feminine. If you got that right, well done. Give yourself a pat on the back. Here is question number 2. We looked at the word dog in French earlier, but how do you say the word dog in French? Is it A, chat, or B, chien? Is it A, chat, or B, chien? Call out your answer now. If you said chien, well done, you were right. And it is un chien because it was masculine. Now we're going to do question number 3. We looked at words like un and une. In English, they have a special word that begins with the letter D. How would you describe the words un and une in English, beginning with the letter D? Think about your grammar. You've got 5 seconds. Go. Well done, they were determiners. Another pat on your back if you got them right. And on to question 4. How do you say he has in French? How do you say he has in French? You've got 5 seconds. Go. If you got il a, you were correct. Moving on to number 5. We looked at the verb avoir today. Avoir. But what does that word mean in English? What is the translation of the verb avoir in English? Good luck. 5 seconds starts now. That's right. It means to have. Moving on to number 6. Hopefully a nice easy one for most of you. How do you say she has in French? She has. 5 seconds, go. If you got elle, you were absolutely correct. And finally, for today's quiz time against Mrs. Alhasso, we have question 7. How do you say the word blue in French? How do you say the word blue in French? You have 5 seconds, go. If you got all of them correct, congratulations, or félicitations, as they might say in French. And until next week, I hope you stay safe. I've really enjoyed teaching you today, and I'll speak to you again next week. Au revoir!